Okay, let's go.
Welcome back, everybody, to my channel, Shluby Gaming. Glad you guys are able to join me. I have recently been playing the Battlefield 6 beta. I've been streaming it on my Twitch channel live. Of course, the beta's over, but if you enjoy any sort of scary games or RPG games, things like that, I stream over there every Thursday and Saturday, so feel free to join me there. It's just Shluby9, added a 9 to the end of it because for somehow Shluby was taken. But I have really been enjoying the Battlefield games lately, specifically Battlefield 6, which is the gameplay that you're watching right now. There's some ups and downs to Battlefield 6, but I really wanted to focus a lot on the positives. Now, I'm a Call of Duty gamer. I've played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, so way back when, in like 2008 when that first came out. Played ever since, and the guys that I'm playing with in this video I've played with since then, so we have a pretty good relationship when it comes to joking around with each other and having a good time. So again, just enticing you guys to come watch my live streams. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the mechanics of the weapons and just the intricacies of each class. There's 4 classes. They're all very basic, all streamlined from actual war. Like you have your medics. You know, if you've ever seen Hacksaw Ridge, you know, Private Doss, of course, he's not carrying a gun into battle, but, you know, he's out there in the thick of it, reviving and helping people who are hurt. And so you've got your battlefield medic. His main duty is to cover people while they're in the thick of battle, and then when they're down, to get them back up so they can continue to go, and then to stay alive as long as possible so that you can continue to be an asset to the team. Something that I loved about playing this class is being able to, number one, you don't have to stick to a SMG, which is what it gives you in the class. You can switch to a sniper rifle, shotgun, AR, anything like that, to be able to help your teammates out. And then there's 2 special like class perks that come with it. One is like a shield, a deployable shield that you can put out to protect and to give you some coverage when you're in the thick of people either attacking the points of destination that you're trying to capture, or whether you're just trying to attack somewhere and you're just giving your team a little extra coverage. I think it's one of the most crucial things ever. It gives you like a huge shield. It slowly breaks down over time, but it's able to absorb at least enough for you to heal someone or to, take some heat off yourself so they can kind of rely on or target someone else. The second thing is they have this little deployable bag that they'll throw out. And it's something that I really loved. One of the guys I play with, Birdie, shout out to him. He's streaming also. Him and I stream together. But he would play the Battlefield Medic a ton. And I, a lot of the time, would end up camping on Point C, because that's in the middle of the battlefield. Everyone's always trying to get it. It's always the thick of the battle. And so he would just throw that on me as I'm sitting there, like, in a corner camping like not a very good player. But it was just cool to see that this little bag would resupply my ammo anytime I used it. Or if I was hurt, it would help the process of me self-healing come quicker. And so that was really cool to be able to have happen. And you can use that really anywhere. And that only goes away when they throw out a separate bag. If they die and they throw out another one, or the class perks tend to regenerate back the longer you stay alive. And so when you would get that back and you threw in a new bag, the previous bag would go away. So I really enjoyed that. And then there's also smoke grenades that you can interchange with grenades and stuff, but smoke grenades are crucial to this class because you're able to throw out that smoke on someone, go out, revive 1 or 2 people, and then that gives you enough, coverage to get those people back into battle without sacrificing your lives that your team has, which usually is 1,000 lives, and it goes really fast with 32 people on each team. The second class I really enjoyed to play, which I never really had played a class like this, was the Commando. So the Commando class was a lot of just blow things up, shoot people. You're in the thick of battle, you're front lines, you're doing everything you possibly can to take down a tank or to take over the point of interest. So it was really cool. You can interchange the grenade. The two class perks that you get with that is you get a secondary primary weapon, and then you get a grenade launcher. So the grenade launcher, you can have just regular explosive, hits on impact, it explodes, or you can change it to an incendiary grenade, and so when you shoot it, it should actually bursts into fire onto people. So it's not a direct kill. I think it takes down about 70 to 80% of someone's health. So you would have to shoot 2 or shoot 1 and take down the rest of their health with your gun, really. So it was super useful. I enjoyed it a lot. It allowed for me to entice people to go a different way. Like I would shoot that incendiary round onto the floor. People would see that, and I would know they would come through a different location. I'd be there ready to get them. And the second class perk of this is being able to have a secondary primary. Now this was awesome. I rocked, you can see in this video, I rocked a shotgun and an AR at the same time. So I'd sit there close quarters, being able to, kill people and be prepared and not have to sit there and try and put 10 bullets into someone. I could just shoot them with 1 round of my shotgun. And then if I was okay on the point of interest, I would be able to then look out from that point of interest and use my AR to shoot people who were coming in from longer distances. And so that's one of the greatest perks, I think, out of every class, is being able to have a second primary weapon to use in the battle. Now, the third class I wanted to focus on, of the 4 classes that there are, is the Recon class. That's your sniper class. It comes pre-made, the class with a sniper rifle. Now, obviously, sniping is very different in this game, I would say, from Call of Duty. I feel Call of Duty is really focused on the drop of the gun, of the bullet when you shoot. This one, they changed it a little bit. You kind of have to get used to it when you start sniping. It's very different. It doesn't drop as much, but you're able to use a distance finder. I can't think of what it's actually called, but you're able to use one of those with this class to gauge how far the person you're shooting at is away from you. And then based on how far away it is, you can kind of just test and play with your shots and see exactly how much drop is coming off of those. So it's the 2 class perks that come from this. One is there's a motion sensor, so you tend to, with this class, end up camping, right? Whether you're up on a mountain like you see me do in this gameplay a little bit, or you're just trying to pick people off going from point E to F, or if they're coming from B to C, just getting those people down or making them take coverage and make them slow their roll a little bit. And so I really enjoyed playing this class. The second thing is being able to, I guess the second class perk of this is being able to place down it looks like a UAV. What it does is when you place it down, you're able to then have your entire 32 player team spawn on that point as long as you're alive. So when you decide to spawn on it yourself, it'll go away and you'll have to place another one. But as long as it's up, people can spawn on that point. So let's say you're on point B and you get overwhelmed by like 10 people from the enemy team. You can back up a little bit, place that down, and then it allows for people, instead of spawning on point A or even at point F, which is way on the other side of the map, you can have them spawn on point B, so you can get people in there quicker and allow for them to get on that point and help you take it over. And so that is one of the biggest like helps to being able to play this game, is having more people get in there faster. Now, if it is destroyed, or if you do use it and then you die without placing another one, it's gone. So being able to have some survivability with this class, and knowing when to back off or when to stop trying to snipe people and kind of defend a little bit, that is crucial to being able to make this class super useful in the long run. Now, the fourth and last class is the engineer. So the engineer, I actually didn't play a whole lot, but it seems like they entice people to play it during the beta, because there was like a quest that you had to do where you had to heal your vehicle like 10,000 hit points or something. And so I saw people all the time in the beta, like 4 or 5 people on one tank just sitting right behind it and just repairing it through all the damage that it was taking. And so it was really helpful because it kept that tank up for so long. But again, that does take 1 or 2 people out of the field of play, because they're so focused on keeping that tank alive. Again, like, vehicles in this game are super powerful, and if you don't take them down quick, you're going to get overrun by so many enemies. So it has its benefits, it has its downplays, but it was kind of funny to see how many people were following these tanks. But I guess in the long run, it did help us be able to take an extra point or two, depending on how focused the enemy team was trying to take down that tank. There wasn't a whole ton of planes to be able to play around with. I don't think there's anything really an engineer could do to even help a plane or a helicopter. So there's the downside of that as well, is you're only being able to work on ground cars, ground vehicles. And so, but they also had something where they could place it down and it would help nearby allies within that area, resupply them and help them continue in the field of play. So those are the 4 classes. They're all very basic. It's pre-set up for you. You don't have to do anything, which is what I loved, compared to Call of Duty, when you have to figure out what 3 perks you want, and then you need to level up your gun to get all the great attachments, the overpowered attachments. And obviously there's, like, in Call of Duty, there's good guns and there's horrible guns. So there's like the meta weapons that people are always using. And it felt like in the beta, like the shotgun specifically, the shotgun was awesome. You're able to change its rounds from a buckshot. So you can either have a spread and hit people who are close and instantly kill them, or be able to put a round in there that you can shoot from quite a distance out, a slug, and be able to take down those enemies, and still be able to use it close quarters as well. So the shotgun was pretty powerful in the beta. There was some little bugs to it. I felt like every now and again, whenever I'd actually shoot people, it wouldn't hit because I was using the slug round. And so there was a downside in the beta with that, but shotgun was super powerful. Sniper was really powerful. If you get a headshot with a sniper rifle, your teammates can't revive you. You have to use one of your team's lives to get back into the field of play. And so those 2 guns were probably the top of the tier list for me as far as how powerful each weapon was. But it really felt like it was a good spread of useful weapons. Like the SMGs were really accurate, even though they were more close quarter. The ARs were pretty accurate. They had a little less accuracy than I would say an SMG, but being able to shoot from a longer range, but also have somewhat to cover yourself close range as well. So it didn't feel like anything was overpowered like you see in Call of Duty games, but being able to have some versatility and not rely on, 3 or 4 weapons that will just completely annihilate everybody. So I saw a lot of people, one of Braxton, he's ball boys in this gameplay. He used the SMG a ton. That was his favorite. My favorite was the shotgun. I loved it. Birdie was an AR, and I think Air Polly was an AR as well. But in setting up the attachments for those weapons too was so easy. You have 100. It's a 100-point system. Each attachment costs a different amount of points. So if you wanted to put a slug round on your shotgun, it was like 40 points, and then your other attachments are somewhere between 5 and 20 usually. And so it didn't feel like I had to sit there and be like, okay, now I need to adjust my sight to do this, to make it closer or longer range, or I need to put on a silencer and then, figure out which of the 800 undergrips I need to put on to make my gun most useful. Like it was really straightforward, and I loved it. I didn't spend 20 minutes trying to make a class. I just focused on playing the game. And for being a first-time Battlefield player, that was awesome to see. It made it so easy to enjoy the game, to get into the game. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was just the maps and the map designs. It felt like everything was very close quarters, except for one given map where it's very sniper heavy, everybody's sniping, which is cool to see. Like there's one side of the map, it's all open field from point A to C to F, and then it's very close range from B to D to E. And so but every other map, really, it was like you're in the thick of battle all the time. You have like corners and things that you can hold to keep people from taking the points of interest, and then being able to strategize with your little group of 4 of the 32 people on your team and try and defend those points. There's a couple times even when Paul runs onto point B in this gameplay and he takes the point himself, because I don't know why the enemy team didn't think to stop him from doing that. But there's just so much to focus on, and you're always in the thick of it, and being able to spawn in your teammates too was fantastic. And in this last little bit of gameplay, our goal at the start of this gameplay was to be top 3. And so we sat there, kind of strategized. We found a little roof that we're camping on up there. Now, usually when you're camping, it's kind of like an overpowered spot. People can't really get to it. But with the mechanic of being able to shoot down buildings in Battlefield is fantastic. One of the greatest things I've ever personally witnessed in a game, and it allows for, you can camp for a little bit, but as soon as that building's destroyed, everybody's on you, or they're able to spawn on their teammates and come quickly back and do something to get you out of that spot. And so I really loved being able to play the beta. One of the coolest games I've ever played, and if you guys haven't played it, or if you're looking to play it or pre-order it or whatever, they might do some more betas before it releases on October 10th. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and support me in what I'm trying to do. And again, I live stream Thursdays and Saturdays, so come join me there. Come join along for the fun, and glad you guys could be here with me today. Thanks, y'all. Peace.